Hello folks and welcome back to Shogun Total War. I am Kanastep and this is going to be the 5th battle in the historical campaign for Tokugawa Ieyasu at Temmokuzan. I probably should have practiced that before I started recording, but there you go. This appears to be another small engagement historically. So again, I haven't read anything about this prior to this. I probably heard about it in passing, but again, yes, it doesn't seem like it was a big engagement. So let's read about this and we can learn about this together, okay? With Oda Nobunaga at his side, Tokugawa Ieyasu closed in for the kill on the Takeda clan. Although it had taken years of hard campaigning to finally corner Takeda Katsuyori, he had retreated in the hope of finding some sanctuary at Iwadono Castle, which was commanded by his retainer, Oyamada Nobushige. Katsuyori was to be severely disappointed, as the gates were locked in his face, and his army was forced to turn and face his Tokugawa pursuer. The day of reckoning was at hand, and Katsuyori rightly despaired of his fate at the hands of his enemies. You must break through the Takeda army and kill Katsuyori before he has a chance to take his own life. Conditions: defeat Takeda's army, kill Takeda Katsuyori. If he manages to escape the battlefield, he will retain his honor by committing seppuku. Tokugawa Ieyasu must survive. So, on initial thoughts, there's a possibility that that condition could be annoying, right? Like having to kill him before he leaves the battlefield. That could be annoying, but looking at the army that I have available, I have 3 units of cav, 2 of which are the fast Yari cav, and then 1 of which is a unit of heavy cav. That could make the job of killing Takeda Katsuyori a lot easier, having 3. If I am able to dedicate 3 full units of cav just to hunting him and killing him, then it becomes a really possible thing. However, the question becomes, well, there's a couple questions then. One is, will the rest of my army be enough to hold just kind of on their own? And secondly, how much cav will Takeda have themselves? Typically, they are the cav faction. Typically, they have a lot of cav. So if they have a lot of units of cavalry, then what they could do is run interference and really distract from my own cav from being able to focus all of their attention on killing Takeda Katsuyori. So there's a little bit of, we don't know yet. We don't know what's going to happen until we see how much cav they have. But then the question becomes, can my army actually hold on their own? If it's infantry versus infantry, do I have what it takes? Well, it's an interesting army. I have 2 units of Yari Samurai, 4 units of arquebusiers, so I'm going back to the bad guns now. Don't know why. Just want to make it hard on me, I guess. So 4 units of arquebusiers and then 4 units of archers. So you might be thinking, where's my infantry line? Like Yari Samurai, that's all I have? Well, it's not ideal. It's not. But I have a plan. It's something that I'm not too worried about using. I'm somewhat comfortable with the idea that I have in mind, and that is that I can use my Yari Samurai each to guard 2 units of arquebusiers. They'll be on either flank, and then my 4 Samurai archers can hold the center. Now you might think, that's dangerous, right? It is. You don't want your archers getting charged by cavalry, but the fact remains that they are Samurai. Samurai archers can still fight decently in melee. They can kind of decently hold their own in a melee combat. And if my arquebusiers are free to shoot into the flanks of a center engagement, if there is one, if they're provided that time and opportunity by having those Yari Samurai to protect them, then you can start to see a semblance of a battle plan, right? It's not perfect, but that might be what happens. Also, what might happen is that if my infantry cannot handle themselves on their own, then I do have this unit of heavy cav that can peel off. He will no longer be a hunter of Takeda Katsuyori. He will then just be helping my infantry hold that front line. Now, there's also the general, which is not actually going to be in a unit of heavy cav in this instance. In this instance, Tokugawa Ieyasu is going to be in a Kensai unit. For those of you who don't know, the Kensai unit is Total War's first single entity model. So it did not happen first with the Warhammer series. No. The first single entity model, or SEM as it's called or abbreviated in the Total War series, happened here in Shogun, and it's a unit that was added during the Mongol Invasion expansion pack. It's rather ahistorical, but they did have a basis. They were kind of basing it off of Miyamoto Musashi, which is the greatest swordsman of all time in all of history. He's someone who possibly fought during the Sekigahara, which is the last great battle of the Sengoku Jidai. But he spent most of his life actually in the peaceful years after the Sengoku Jidai, perfecting his skill as a swordsman, and I think he's had a school. I read I have it right here. This is not the Book of Five Rings. This is the other book written by one of his students. It just so happens to be right on my desk. Yamamoto Kanzuke was one of his students, and he wrote this book, The Secrets of Japanese Art of Warfare, right there. And but this isn't Miyamoto Musashi. He wrote the Book of Five Rings, which is another strategy book, I guess. But yes, he founded the school. Is the School of Ultimate Victory or some shit? It's something. Okay, I should stop talking about things I don't know about. But yeah, that's what the Kensai is based off of. It's based off of just kind of a single man unit, right? Who can really hold his own for a long time. Miyamoto Musashi did at one point duel 200 people at the same time. I also watched the trilogy about him, so I should know a lot more about him than I'm telling you right now. But that was like, I watched that trilogy like 20 years ago. Jesus, yeah. Fuck. It's been a long time. I should rewatch that trilogy. I remember enjoying it a lot. So, in any case, as far as the tactical application of using the Kensai unit, you know, it is a little bit gimmicky, honestly. It is a survivable general, so you typically don't have to worry too much about him dying because he's going to have good armor and good melee defense. So he is survivable. In a lot of ways, he's kind of a distraction for the enemy. It can be used better if you're fighting a human opponent because they see the Kensai and they think, oh Jesus, I have to deal with that somehow. And then what can happen is that the opponent then has to put more resources than what they'd like to dedicate towards it to defeat it. The reason why the number of resources that it would require to take care of it is always disproportionate is because the amount of damage that the Kensai does is never that high. It still is only one person. And so as one person, you still only do have a certain amount of, your attack rate's only so high, right? Whereas a unit with a front line, if you have like 10 men in your front line, you are still getting, let's just say, for example, 10 attacks per every 2 seconds or something like that. That's just an example. For a one-man unit, obviously your attack rate is only 1 for whatever that rate is. 1 per every 2 seconds, let's say. So the damage per second, the DPS of this unit, isn't that high. So it's not a unit that you really should be dedicating a lot of resources to kill. But if you're a human opponent, a lot of times that comes to the front of your mind as, oh my god, I need to take out this Kensai unit. Now, is there any application for this unit besides psychological? Well, yes, kind of yes. So the way that I understand the morale to work in this game is that units face a morale debuff for every enemy unit that they're actively fighting against. Now you might say, duh, if you're getting flanked, that's going to be a debuff. I'm not talking about being flanked. Even if one unit is fighting 2 units head on, they're going to be taking a morale debuff of whatever, I don't know, it's like -2 maybe for every unit that they're fighting even head on, right? Now, the reason why that matters is because you might say, okay, as far as the spatial application of the geometry of fighting on a battlefield, a lot of times getting that flank is tough. A lot of times the enemy will use its reserves to stop your flanking attack. So a lot of times it actually just is easier to break enemies' morale head on if you can get enough units fit against, fighting against other units. But again, it's a spatial thing, right? You can kind of run out of room on that front line with getting units tucked in there fighting up against multiple of your units fighting against singled out enemy units. That's one of the reasons why using wedge formation is so useful, is because it turns your unit into this little wedge piece that can kind of fit into the cracks and attack enemy units and apply that morale debuff, right, of having to face more than one. how does this apply to the Kensai? Well, it takes up less space, doesn't it? It's only one unit, and that morale debuff applies the same. It doesn't matter how many men is in that unit. As long as that enemy unit is fighting up against 1 or 2 or 3 units, even head-on, that morale debuff applies the same. So that is a long-winded way of explaining that you can use Kensai to kind of fit into those spots where you can try to apply that debuff, that morale debuff, and try to break enemy units that way. So he is obviously going to be used to try to hold that front line, especially, as you may have guessed, that archer front line, right? Because that's going to be my weak spot. In fact, now that I'm thinking about it, it's going to be a little tricky. Obviously, this is my general, Tokugawa Ieyasu. He has to survive, so I could use him kind of the way that generals in the Warhammer games like to use their single entity models, right? They will oftentimes place their general or a hero unit in front of their front lines so that the AI bunches their enemy units up around that general, knowing that they have a lot of hit points so that they are not going to die right away. That allows the rest of that human player's army to shoot into that blob that forms around that single entity model. And that could be the play, right? Like, that might be what happens. I can kind of put him in there, and as long as he doesn't die, as long as he's fighting, I don't know, spearmen. Like, if he's just fighting spearmen, he could last a long time. And if those spearmen are getting shot at from the sides and the rear by guns and bows, maybe that's what breaks them. So that could be the play. That could be what happens here. So you know what? I've just talked a long time about the strategies here. I don't even know what's going to happen in the scenario. Are we fighting outside of a castle? The Oyamada Nobushige apparently are a part of this battle, so are they? What's the deal? Like, historically, they closed the gate in the face of Takeda Shingen? Oh, that's not okay. That's a mistake. Takeda Katsuyori. Shingen's dead. Are they actually on the same sides? Like, what's going on here? Is it? I have my own ally, Oda Nobunaga, so he's going to be in play as well. So there's a lot with this scenario that I don't know how it's going to be portrayed in game. So without further ado, let's just kind of jump on in and see what happens here. Oh, fuck off! Oh my god. Okay, so I'm fighting in a goddamn rainstorm with guns. Oh no. Okay. Everything just changed. Fuck. And the thing is that this is a heavy rainstorm. So, like, this is not going to pass. At least, like, it wouldn't pass unless they change something for this scenario. But, in campaign, when you're fighting in a rainstorm like this is how it's going to be for the entire battle. It's going to be a heavy rainstorm. When you see lightning, that means that you're not going to get dry weather. And there's a few things why this matters. One, my guns aren't going to work. I can't use my guns. They're completely useless. I can use them in melee, but they're peasants and they're not going to fight well in melee. So that's going to be kind of tricky. In addition to that, my visibility is highly, highly reduced. And I'm looking around. Typically these maps are custom made for these battles. So this is not a map that I'm not recognizing this map. I'm not, really seeing anything that's recognizable. So I see right in front of me this huge ass, did the rain just pass? Oh, this might be an intermittent rainstorm. Okay, good. Ignore everything that I just said before about like this rainstorm not passing. This might be an intermittent rainstorm. Yes. Oh, thank God. So, okay. That means that if I time it right, then my guns will be usable. There is this impassable terrain piece, this big cliff in front of me, a forest off to the right, and then a little forest off to the left as well. And interesting. Yeah, very, very interesting. I wonder how this is going to play out. So let's get my guys formed up here and get ready to get on into this battle. That is now all set. Let's just kind of jump into this. What do we got? Where's everyone? So Oda's off to my right, and I don't know. I hear voices. Let's get my guys grouped up first. and we can sort out what happens later. I might, gosh, this is kind of worrisome. I think that maybe it is a little bit tempting for me to rush the hill. I completely messed up my groups. I did all of that wrong. Okay. Hopefully that's all fixed now. Okay, sweet. That was a little stressful. Now let's get my guys grouped up here, and then you guys here, and then here, and then Cav on this flank, and then you guys like come down here possibly. I was thinking about going the long way around with one unit of Cav and going through the forest, but it looks like the Oda has that pretty well covered, I'd say. What do they have? Yari Cav, Warrior Monks, Naginata, Yari Cav, Heavy Cav. Alright, then it's kind of well-rounded. Looks okay. Looks more well-rounded than my army, at least. And where's the enemy? Okay, so looks like the Oda clan is sending their Cav archers into melee with the enemy. Okay, that's not a good idea. Oh dear. Let's spread. My God, gosh, this is not a good position for me to be in. This is reminding me a lot of the map for Kai, actually, which would make sense, I guess, because Kai is the Takeda's like home. Yeah, this is reminding me a lot of the Kai map. Yeah, this isn't great. The Oda is kind of just sending their Cav arch, like another Yari Cav is just kind of going. They're just kind of trickling in, like they're just letting their Cav fight uphill, and my guys like they're not even getting formed up yet. So that's not ideal. And this is just the Allies' army. This is the I can't remember his name, but that one dude. So I don't know, like this is kind of worrisome. I can get my guns out there, but they're not going to be effective yet. I'm kind of tempted to just kind of let the Oda clan distract these guys while I go after Takeda Katsuyori, because the fact that I don't even have eyes on him yet does really concern me. So that might be the play. Let's see, my archers are getting shot. They were getting shots in, but I don't know. I feel like I just need to keep there. Okay, there's Takeda. So yeah, let's just focus on him. Honestly, like let's bring my left flank up here, and then Cav like here, and then center can be. I don't know. Where's like center can be there, I suppose. But I do want to bring my right flank up, and I want them to take over for the center eventually. And then where's my Cav? My Cav is down here. Yeah, let's just move them up with the rest of my Cav on this side, because this is going to be the vital part. It's really important that I come up here. And what do they have? So yeah, they're fighting together. It's interesting. Like historically, I guess they didn't fight together, but in this case they are. That's kind of weird. And what do we got for the Oda? Like, is Oda gonna make it, or are they just gonna die slowly? Like, they're fighting uphill here, and this is not a good look for them. I mean, they are breaking this unit. Okay, yeah, the Warrior Monks are breaking some units here. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. And what do we got? Yari Cav fighting my archers. Yeah, that's not good. So let's get my Yari Cav up here to help defend my archers and try to get rid of them. Yeah. Yeah, there's only 24 of them left, so I should be able to get in there and deal with that. Looks like I have a 3-man unit of Kensai. That's so bizarre. Wow. Let's get them down here to fight off this unit of Yari Cav as well. Looks like my Yari Cav, there we go. They broke them. They're running away. And now let's come in here, actually. Yeah, you know what? Let's come in here and chase off these units. Because, yeah, there's nothing like Cav archers and regular archers. What do we have? Yari Cav. Yeah, there's a full unit of Yari Cav here, so that's not ideal, honestly. But you know what? My Yari Cav, yeah, let's just break all of them. There we go. That's good. Let's just break all of them. And then how are we doing on this side? Let's keep moving up. Where's my guns? Gosh, my guns are still, yeah, they're not even here yet. So Let's see. I don't want my spear or my cav to get caught out here. And same with my general. Like, get back. Get back, dude. Get back here, and then have my Yari cav. I think you've done your job. Like, you guys come back over here, I suppose. Now, where is the Takeda general? The Takeda general is going to be that 3-man unit of Kensai as well. So it's going to be really important. So they have a ton of cav. But what is it? Yari cav, Yari cav, Yari cav, and cav archers. So 3 units of Yari cav, and then 2 units of cav archers, it appears, maybe? Okay. I don't want to get ahead of myself, though, because I don't want to rush my cav in. If I rush my cav in, they can get taken down by all of these Yari cav. You know, they can gang up on me and beat me. So I do want to wait for the rest of my army to kind of get up here. Yeah, like, my right flank needs to really kind of move up here. And now I can switch my center around, like, I suppose like this, maybe? And then just kind of, I really want to push hard on the left flank here. So let's do that, and my guns are here. Yeah, let's not wait. Let's just kind of bring my guns up, and my guns can start shooting into the flank of the Takeda army. And then let's bring in my cav up as well. Let's go you here. And it's going to be really important that I keep moving up like that so that I can potentially cut off the general. I need to make sure he does not run away. So I need to keep an eye on him and make sure that if ever he turns around and starts heading towards one of these map edges, that I'm right there facing off against him. So what do we got? We got spears coming in. Let's see. Oda clan is pushing back the enemy. The enemy does have some Nodachi samurai on this side, so that's probably going to do some damage to the Oda clan, but overall, I think I need to worry more about my own business with the Takeda clan. So let's see. You guys move up here, and visibility is getting worse again, so that is never ideal. Let's move up my guns again a little bit. Actually, guns like there, and you can get shots into the rear of these guys potentially. Can you shoot? No, so it is raining right now, so my guns cannot shoot. Yeah, never ideal. Okay, so my right flank is moving up, and what do we got? Takeda cavalry coming in. Gosh, that's a little bit nerve-wracking. So let's get my right flank like here to protect my rear. They'll become like my rear guard, sort of, because I can't really count on them to shoot if I need them to shoot. What do we got? So, yeah, the Takeda arquebusiers are coming forward. That is the... Okay, so that is... Ooh, I think I need to, like, go for him. I need to bring my cav units here, and then my cav units here, and we just need to chase. Like, hunt this guy down. He's surrounded by his allies, though. That's the trick. Actually, yes. Okay, no, screw this. Come around this way. Come around, yeah. So, yeah, they've abandoned their hill. So these guys can come around here and make their way here. And then, let's see, on this side, so looks like my guns are back online. And then, let's see, these Takeda, or these, where do I want these guys to go? My Yari Cav, so that's, I need to keep an eye on him. Alright, let's turn my army around. So we have some annoying Yari Samurai here. Let's see, archers are shooting into, or archers are fighting my guns, so that's not ideal. So let's get you guys back here. And then, let's see, we're shooting in, that's fine. Takeda, alright, Yari Cav, let's go after their Yari Cav and defend my archers, or my guns, should I say. And where is, so there is Takeda Katsuyori. I need to make sure, let's see. This is actually, this is challenging. This is good. This is fun. Kind of. Let's get, okay, so now this is worrisome because now they're getting my spears to go after like my cav that are on this hill and they're cutting me off and I can't let that happen. Ugh, this is gonna be tight. Oh no. Okay, so I may have like overextended myself here. Let's try to get my Yari Cav back here, and if I can surround the general here, like, can I get in? Can I get in? And can I use my Yari Cav as kind of like a distraction here? Like, let's just surround him here, and then this is really dicey. Let's see, what can I do to help? Like, let's just surround him, like RTS style. Let's just get around him here, and I might have to sacrifice these units of Cav. to get around and try to kill this general here on this side. And then what can I do to help out on this side? So they're pushing hard here, and my Yari Cav are fighting spears. That's not ideal. So let's get them back. Let's try to get them after these archers here. Looks like my guns, are they shooting? No, the guns cannot shoot. Let's get my Kensai in, because I need you guys to fight. And then archers, yeah, this side, my left flank needs to come around here. Quickly, please. And then let's see, archers, yeah, you need to like turn around here. And you come in and fight here. Arquebusiers, I mean, if you're not going to shoot, then just go into melee, I guess. Yeah, just go into melee. Like, I need you guys fighting. And then you as well. Yep, there we go. We broke the enemy there. And, yep, looks like the enemy's breaking. Oh, alright, perfect. Now if we can get my unit of Yari Cav to come help out against no. We need to hunt you down. We need to hunt these guys down. And it's tough because these guys are all fighting. All of these spears are fighting my guys. So I need my Cav, my Yari Cav on this side, to come help out and chase down Takeda Katsuyori. Oh my god, this is actually super intense. Holy shit, this is... Alright, let's bring my middle and then my left flank. You guys run, and then my right flank as well. You guys run. And then, yeah, my Yari Cav. Oh man, I need them to push through like anyone that's in my way. What do we got? Cav archers? Yeah, like, I need to break these Cav archers so that my 62 Yari Cav... There we go, yep, they're running away. I need my 62 Yari Cav to come down here and chase down... Man, there's still 3 guys left in this unit. So my heavy Cav are like facing off against all these spears, and they're holding, and my Yari Cav are trying to kill their general. Alright, come on, man. You guys need to come over here and help out. And then my center needs to come over here and break their center. Like, we need to break this blob of troops right here. And then let's get my left flank like all the way around like that, just to further surround, and then further surround on the right flank as well. Get you guys going. Yeah, that should do, hopefully. And there we go. There we go. Looks like, yep, those guys are all running away. Awesome. Now we just have to kill Takeda Katsuyori right here. So like, they're still, not all of them are broken though. These are samurai are still fighting. And what we need to do is get these guys all the way around so that we surround him and we don't let him run away. So eventually these are samurai for the Takeda. There we go. Now they're broken. They're running away. Now we can turn my heavy Cav around, the 23 of them that are left, and they can make sure they surround that. There we go. He's running away now, and we cannot let him get away. We cannot let him get away. So surround him on all sides. Surround him on all sides here, and make sure we kill him. Get here and here. Holy shit, my hands are actually shaking like this. This is good. This is a good one. So we can't let him get away now. This is like the do or die moment. Heavy Cav, you guys like have to come over here. You guys have to come over here and make sure, like, get over here on this side maybe. And everyone else do the same thing. Here and here. Okay, he's down to 2 guys. He's down to 2 guys. So let's just keep like surrounding him with our entire army. Make sure that there's no avenue for his escape. Yes! Oh, he's dead! Yeah! That is it for Takeda Katsuyori. And there's just 1 man left in his unit. So let's just make sure that he's dead. That's what I say. Yeah, let's bring everyone around. There we go. He's dead. That's it. That is it. And Oyamada Nobushige is running away as well. I didn't have to kill him as well, right? That would have sucked if I would have had to make sure that they both die, but that was fucking epic. That was great. That was awesome. That was fairly well designed. Yeah. Yeah, and the enemy general he's been killed by the Oda clan. Yeah, the Oda clan did well enough, I suppose. I mean, they were kind of boneheaded, charging uphill, but you know, they did their job, right? And overall, like, that was fun. That was good. A little stressful. Need a deep breath after that one. That was cool. So I think we just have to chase off the rest of the enemy, and that should be it for this battle. And that's gonna do it. All right. That was super fun. That was actually really fun. Yeah, my Kensai unit killed 17 men. My heavy cav killed 122. Yari cav 323. Just real top performers. Especially that unit of Yari cav that was kind of like with the rest of my army, and they were kind of basically holding the line up against spearmen. And that was a really pivotal moment, was breaking the enemy there, because we needed the rest of my army to help out my other cav units that were behind the enemy, and they were kind of singled out because I was flanking, right, to make sure that Takeda Katsuyori wasn't going to be able to run away. And the enemy was just like, they saw that, and they just turned all of their spears around to come after my cav. And that was a really pivotal moment, because my heavy cav, they did their job, right? Like you saw how important it can be to have this flanking unit, which obviously is meant, it can do a good job of killing and flanking and rear charging, but having a unit with heavy armor and heavy defense that can hold out against spearmen, which is a bad trade, but having that heavy cav really just hold that line for a long time, while my other unit of Yari cav just focused on the Kensai, the general, the entire time, and then my other unit of Yari cav was able to break through those lines and get through and get in, and help out there. So that was really fun. That was a really interesting scenario that was set up. The whole idea of having to like use guns in the storm. I don't know if these guys got any shots in. Like, I'm surprised by how many kills they got though. Is that all in melee combat, or were they actually shooting a little bit? I don't know. 19, 40, 17, and then 10. Like, honestly, the 40 kills on a unit of arquebusiers in a rainstorm, that's kind of impressive. So I wonder if that was in melee combat. And then, yeah, the samurai archers, they held the line for the most part, right? They kind of did their job there. So, and then Yari samurai as well. This unit got 106 kills. Yeah, pretty solid stuff all around. So that was pretty fun. That was pretty good. And now that my hopes are high, and I'm looking forward to the next battle, being the Battle of Sekigahara. Oh man, I am really excited about that one. I am super stoked, because that's the biggest battle in samurai history. It was 80,000 versus 80,000. And you would think that a country that had been at war, constant war for 150 years, how did they even end up with armies that big? You would think that after fighting for that long, like, there just wouldn't be any guys left. But yes, 80,000 versus 80,000 is what that battle ended up being. So it's epic. It's just a really crazy story too. So I'm really interested to see how it's depicted in this game. I have to remind myself, like, the limitations of the engines in this game. Like, I have to try to set my bar a little lower, but like, it's hard to, because the battle itself is just really epic. So I'm really excited to get into that one. But until then, I've been Kanasep, and this has been Shogun Total War. Thank you very much, and goodbye.